Hi there, my name's Andrew. I'm from the Toronto Orienteering Club. I'm going to show you how to use Purple Pen to create some short courses, simple courses for the weekly training events for the Toronto Orienteering Club using Purple Pen. So after you've downloaded it, installed on your computer, and you run it, this is the first screen that would come up. So when you go to create your event, you click on Create New Event. Create an event title, so it could be like training, and then the night of your event, so May 16, 2022. Choose the map file. This should have been supplied to you via the email. If you don't have it, then let us know. And so we choose the map. Here on, I've already created a folder for High Park, and here's the High Park map. High Park, and you can see a preview of it there. Open. Next. Now you need to know the scale of the map. It should be on the, if you look at the map file, it should either be in the name of it or in the file itself. If you're not sure, just let one of the club members know. You need to know that information, and we'll get that into for you. For High Park, it's 1 to 7,500, so 7,500. And go next. That's the printing scale. That's fine. Just leave it as default. Next. Paper size. So we normally use letter size. If it's a very large map, we can use larger size paper. Let's go with letter for now. And it'll create the event in the same folder as the map. That's fine. Descriptions, just use the most modern version, so those right two options. Next. Starting code, the default's fine for the weekly event. Next. And then click Finish. And there it loads. So you can see there's the base map, and on the right side you see a tab that says All Controls, and as you start adding controls, this will fill up with the control numbers and the table to put the descriptions in there as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and start doing it, and you can see how it's done. We're going to create a new course. So get a course, go New Course, Add Course, and we'll do the beginner course. That's relatively simple, so we'll call it beginner. Okay. Description appearance, you can put symbols by default. That's more of a universal symbology for all the features on a map. For beginners, I would definitely encourage using text. The reason you would normally use symbols is that way, if you're somebody from another country coming here, you wouldn't have to know English that well to understand how to read the descriptions on the map. Okay, so we've got our beginner course. So at your event, there should be a meeting place in the description for the event. For High Park, it's at the cafe, and that's located right here on the map. Presumably, if you're hosting a course, you should be familiar roughly with the symbols on the map. So if there's anything you're not sure of, just let us know. So the start. So first, you can begin by clicking Create Add Start. There it is, and that's it. That triangle is the start there. If you click it and you want to relocate it, just simply click and drag it to any other location. So there's a cafe and with some seating on the south side of it, so that's going to be our start location, and it'll be our meeting place. So for your beginner course, you want it to make it nice and simple. So you want to make sure that there are no every place that they have a decision to make, there be a reinforcement of a control location. So we're going to start, and it shouldn't be too long either. Maybe 1 to 2 kilometers long is adequate. So we're going to add a control next, and we'll put one here. This is the start of this path, and keep adding controls along a route. You can take as long as you like in deciding this, but the main thing is make it nice and simple, right? So I'm going to put it at the corner of this ball diamond. I'll put one, let's put one at this corner of this fenced in area. One at the end of this path. Trail junction. Trail junction. Trail junction. Trail junction. Trail junction. Trail junction. And end of trail. And then when you've completed your route, click Add Finish. And again, for these weekly events, the start and finish location is the same location. So let's put it right there. And there you go. There's the first course. And that's the beginner course that we're going to do. Now you see it's automatically created numbers for you. If later you want to change them, you can just simply click on it and relocate it. If you find that you think that there should be an extra control somewhere, you want to add more, you can simply, like say I want to have one between 3 and 4. So I'll click on 3 and go add control, and then put it wherever we want. Let's put it here. Okay. If you find that you want to remove a control, it's not a very good location for whatever reason, just click on it and hit the delete on the keyboard, and it's gone. You can also go edit, delete. Okay. So once you've got that, then you want to create descriptions for each of these locations. So what you do is you click on the first control, and each of these boxes help describe the control, right? So here, if you click on the first box, this is more of a description. So if there's multiple objects, so it would give you more of a description. So the second box, you would say this one is like end of a trail. So you find the trail or track path, select it. And if there is more than one trail inside that circle, say there were 2 of them, then you would use the first box. You would say eastern, western, southern, and so on, lower, upper, and so on and so forth. But for this, it's pretty distinct, so we just select that one. Okay. Now this is the end of the trail. So here it's, again, just a description. Here it's like a junction, right? And here it's what side or location. So here you would say south, let's go south end. And that's the first one. The next one, number 2, again, it's a trail. This time it's a junction. It's a meeting place of 2 trails. So you click on the third box, and it's a junction. Now it's a junction of a trail, but what is it a junction of with? It's a junction with a trail with another trail. So then you pick that. It could, in theory, be a junction of a trail and a stream, right? In which case you would click, you would find the stream or stairway, marsh, ditch, any other, or wall, you know, and so on and so forth. So that's the reason why you have that third column, right? You just click on that. So it's a junction. And you keep on doing that. So you just keep on going through all these other controls are all junctions, right? Number 12 or number 42 is also a trail end. So you just click on trail and south end. Or no, sorry, west end. There we go. And that's it. And you can see after you've drawn the path, there's a length of 1.5 kilometers. That seems reasonable. That's a good length. Okay. So the next control or next course is, let's do the long course. So go add course, call it long. We'll reduce text as well. This is still training, so text is fine. If this is a major event, then we reduce symbols. Okay. So all the courses have the same start and finish. So now we're going to do a long course. Okay. And the long course should be, you know, about 6 to 7 kilometers long, right? So after you do it and you find that it's either too long or too short, you can edit it. Okay, so we just add control. So you're starting from the same start. And you can see as you add new controls, the controls from the other courses show up. So that way you can reuse controls on different courses, right? So let's do that. So let's go 32. Let's use this one on the first course. Let's get them started, right? But after that, let's make it a little more interesting. So now we, you know, one of the things you want to do is when you pick controls, you want to make them have choices. You know, to go from the start to number 1, really, there's not much selection. I mean, if you want to stick to the path, you can go to the path and go here. What's more interesting is you have that choice of, you know, bushwhacking and trying to find it here. But most likely, participants are going to follow this path. And if I was to create the next control on this one here, number 33, there's really no choice. And that's good for a beginner course, but not so good for an advanced course. Okay. So let's pick another location. You can also, it still be a junction, but you want to give them choices to how to get there, right? So what I like to do is, let's pick another location. Let's go this location here, where this trail junction, number 2. But you can see, yeah, they can go along this path, but then the path ends. How are they going to get there? And this is the fun part about orienteering. You know, you have to make a decision. Do you want to, you could go up north to the field and then find this path and come down, right, that way. Or you could go straight across and find this path and go down and try and, it's a bit confusing in there with all those trails, so you have to really pay attention. So that's a more interesting control. Okay. And basically my philosophy is I'm going to kind of work my way counterclockwise around the park. What you want to try and avoid doing is, say, my next control, I don't want to have it like back close to number 1 again. So for instance, if I was to put it over here, I'm not sure what that is. That's a man-made object of some sort. This is what they call a dog leg. No matter how you get there, you're coming all the way back, right? Probably the same route, right? Because it's almost the same location. So try and keep this angle 90 degrees or greater, right? So there, that's a good angle, right? But I think I'm going to pick a little more challenging of a control location. So let's put one here at this. This looks like a re-entrant here. There's a hill here, right? So there we've got a different location, okay? So then you just keep on doing this. You keep adding controls, right? Try and vary the type of control. So here's a boulder. Let's pick this boulder. And like when you go to do the descriptions, right? So this would be a boulder, or what's a dot? It should be a boulder, which is this triangle here. That's a boulder, right? And you can see there's two of them there. So that's why you want to go, this would be the northeastern, right? Northeastern boulder. That's it, right? Number one is the trail junction. Number two is the trail junction. Number three, now that looks like a reentrance. So there's only one reentrant there. So click on the reentrance symbol. That's this one here, right? And that's it's not a very big reentrant. If it was a large one, you might want to say top or bottom. So that would be over here, lower part, upper part, foot, you know, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's continue. So we'll keep adding controls, right? Let's put one up here. This looks like a sign of some sort, right? Now I'm not going to go through the whole course right now, but you can see now it's at 2.9 kilometers. You want to try and get 15 to 20 controls, I would say. 15 is fine, right? I'll just quickly go through a few, right? Pick different types of locations, like you could put it at this building here. You could you can put it on like a spur somewhere. Like, let's see, this looks like a spur right here. You can put it, let's see, a hill, could be the end of a fence. Let's put it on this hill here, right? It's another hill. Right, here's a reentrant. Let's put it there. See, there's looks like a brown dot. It's like a knoll, so we'll put that there. And let's see, there's lots of vegetation over here, so let's put one on the vegetation boundaries. So let's put one here, and let's add another control. There's a bridge there. Let's put it on the bridge. Okay. So I've got about 15 controls. So it's only 5 kilometers though. So I may want to lengthen this course. And so what I can do is I can go to number 3 and start adding controls in here. Let's go back down to, you know, let's go back. Let's find some other interesting feature, right? Go to the corner of this building. We can put one, this hill. Let's see, let's put one on this spur. So now we're getting up to 6.2 kilometers. That's not bad, right? If we want to keep adding a bit more length to it, we can go from, let's add another junction thing here. Let's add a control. This is like a gully. So I'm going to put one right here at the bottom of it. I didn't really add too much to the length. So again, for the descriptions, most of them are pretty straightforward. You know, for the building here, you just click on building, and it's the southeast corner. So you go to the description, south east corner, outside. Okay. Let's add another one. Let's just get that length up there. Add control. Let's put it in this reentrant here. And add control. Go to this, will reuse that control there. Now we're at 7 kilometers. That's not bad. Let's put something in between 19 and 20, because it's pretty straightforward for us to run by here. So I want to put one in between, so add control. Let's put it right here at the edge of this vegetation boundary. So for the vegetation boundary, that's number 20. So vegetation boundary, and again, describe what side it's on. So this would be the east side. Number 21, again, it's a vegetation boundary. And that would be the southwest side. Right. Number 22, I believe there's a bridge there. So let's find the bridge. Okay. And there you go. So there's the long course. It's got quite a few controls, actually. It's probably a bit too many. What I can do is I can eliminate some controls to make it not so long. So I'll get rid of number 12 there. Right, where else can we get rid of some? If there's a couple of controls close together, then you can do that. I kind of like 16. Let's get rid of 15. Okay, so now we're down to 20. Okay, that's good. That's a good course. Okay, so on your own time, you go through and finish filling in all these descriptions. After you've finished a course and you're happy with the descriptions, you can add the descriptions to the map. Right, so we click on Add Descriptions, and then click and drag, and it creates the box. This is a bit tricky, as I don't want to cover up the map. So we just click and drag it until you get a box that's not too big. So let's make it smaller. It's not too bad. Let's bring it down a bit. Okay, so hopefully that's not too small to read. When you print it out, you can judge for yourself to see if it's legible or not. Then you see there's the number, there's the control number, the number of the control number, the description, the length, and so on. Right, and there's your course. Okay. Now it looks as though it's not centered on the map. like you can see it's like it's a little off. So let's make an adjustment here. Set print area. Go File, Set Print Area, all courses, and you can see this is the area. So let's push it over a bit and bring it down a bit. Yeah, that looks better. Done. We can check it out on the PDFs after it's created. So for the medium course, I'm going to show you a trick to make it a quick and easy. Rather than create a whole separate course for the medium, we're going to base the medium off the long and just shorten it. Because basically the medium is the same difficulty as the long. We're just going to, you know, make it a medium length, not make it around 5 kilometers or so. So what I'm going to do is go course, duplicate course, and we'll call it medium. Okay, so now it's actually the exact same course as the long, and now we can eliminate some controls just to make a shorter course. So let's get rid of this loop here. 5.9, that's not bad. Let's get rid of some of these ones here. 5.2, that seems good. Maybe I'll get rid of this one here. Here, that's good. Okay. And there's the medium. Done. Okay. Medium, it's all already put on there. Long, it's there. We haven't put the descriptions on the short course, so let's do that. Add descriptions. Done. Right. You have to fill in all this. Once you're happy with that, make sure you save it. You should actually be saving as you go because you don't want it to crash and lose all your work. Okay, so it should be saved now in that same folder as the map. When you're, what your next step is to print out one of each of the courses, right? The other thing you should notice is there's the All Controls tab. So here's a map with all the controls for all the courses. Okay, and this is like your master map. Let's put in the control descriptions here as well. Now here I've done the symbols, but let's change it. Go course, properties, text. There we go. So there's all the descriptions, right? Maybe you want to put it over here so it doesn't overlap the map at all. You want to make sure when you do the ones that people will be using not to cover up the scale and the contours. Legend, you know, try and avoid covering it up. But I mean, if you have to, you have to. Normally, people are familiar with the courses and the legend and how to read a map. Okay, so now save it again, and what you want to do is create PDFs. So go File, Create PDFs, Courses. Right, let's go all controls, beginner, long, medium. Now, I'm going to not do the, well, let's do them all. Let's just see how it goes. Go create. Okay, so they will be replaced. I had some before from another one I was doing. Replace. So after you've created these PDFs and make sure they look okay, print them out. You can print just the master map if you like, because it has all the controls, or you can print one of each of the maps. And the next step is to go to the venue. Go on the week. I usually go on the weekend before the event. If you have time off during the day, yeah, go ahead during the, you know, the day before or the same day. But generally, the week, like Saturday or Sunday. Sundays preferably over Saturday. Um, and you want to go to the course and set up the flags. So we're just ribbons. So I've created the PDFs. Let's look at those, make sure they look okay. So give me a second here. Okay. Okay, so here's iPark. Here's the beginner course. Let's see how it looks. There it is. Looks good to me. Perfect. Okay. Let's check the other ones. Long. There it is. Looks good to me. Medium. There it is. Okay. So be sure to fill in the rest of the descriptions. After you've printed it out, bring 1 or 2 copies with you and go to the site on the Sunday or the Saturday when you have time and allow the afternoon to do it. It could take 3 hours to, if you're just walking. I mean, if you're running, you can go faster. But I find that you need to allow lots of time because you have to pay attention, especially to something like this, number 3. It's a more subtle control, and it may be difficult to find. So there's no flag there, right? You're setting up the flag. So you got to allow time to make sure you're in the right spot. Maybe verify it, set the flag and then walk up the hill. Make sure you're just downhill of the playground. That's what this item here is, right? If you find that it's unsuitable, so this map is created several years ago. Things change, map trails change, things get moved. There's on number 4, there's 2 boulders there. You never know. Maybe they've re-landscaped it and their boulders are gone, right? So you'll have to change it. So bring a pen with you and mark any changes you see on the map. If you see that a building's been demolished or there's a new building put up, let us know and we can modify the map. If there's something that's been removed, let us know as well. We can modify the map. Anything that's not suitable, like if you can't find this, like this hill, maybe it's too subtle of a feature, right? If it's not an obvious feature, then pick something else. It could be the end of this fence. There's a stone wall along here. That's this here. It's like I've shown it as a cliff. Put it at the end of the wall, right? So pick something else that's close by. To that way you maintain the flow of the map, right? And you can without you're not changing the map too much. Okay, and then when you're happy, you've set up all the ribbons. So you just set up each ribbon. If it's in a discrete area, then put it at about eye level. Make it like 1.5 feet long, something like that. You've seen them. You've been on these courses. If it's in a more public area that's heavily used, like this bridge here, is suspect because it's in a nice little park area there. It's well used. People probably cross that bridge all the time. So maybe put it in a more subtle location. So don't put it at eye level. Put it down at your feet or one end of the bridge. If it's at the end of the bridge, put that in the description, left end, or sorry, east or south or north or west, and so on. Okay, and that's it. So once you're happy with the setup of your course, then you can print it off. So make about 10 copies for beginners, 15 medium, 15 long. is a good number, and that way anybody who just wants to do the one night, they can do it. Oh, another thing is, before going out to the course to set up the flags, send us your first draft. Send it to me, Andrew at TorontoOrienteering.com, or Malcolm at TorontoOrienteering.com, just so we can get a review of the map. Give you, because this is your first time doing this, we'll review it and make sure it looks okay. All right, and of course, after you've done the final one, send it to us, and that way we have it on file. Anybody who is a member of the club, they can run it anytime during the week that you have the ribbons up. So we'll issue it on our website so they can download it. Okay. So if you have any questions, I think that sums it up. If you have any questions, let me know, or Malcolm know, and we'll see you out there. Okay. So good luck. Thank you.